Little late starting today, guys. Nathan's in here. Boo Price is in here. Everybody take a moment to send Boo some thoughts and prayers there. Boo has been off work for the last couple of days. He's got a severe case of bursitis, which is, it's a pretty bad thing. It's got him down. So we hope Boo gets better and come back, because I am absolutely so tired of listening to Dylan bounce around here. I'm about to shoot everybody. Rob's in here. Rob, my good buddy. Nathan, my buddy from Fleece, he's here. Dylan Purdy. Hello, Dylan. How are you, sir? We're going to try to do a little bit better today. Hopefully the feed will go. Whoa. Hey, Robert, my man. What are you doing, buddy? What is going on out in California today? I don't think Robert's ever been here for Q&A, but glad to have him. Robert with Sinister is in here. All right, what do we got? So I'm setting a new rule today. We're not talking about any more of these mass shooting idiots that keep doing this stuff, because we're glorifying these guys by even talking about them. But man, what just an absolute mess all the time because of these morons. So hope the elections went to suit everybody, and I'm glad to see there weren't any problems at the polling offices. What's going on at Thoroughbred? Let me talk to you all about the new Power Strokes. The 3.0 Power Stroke and the F-150s did our first oil change on our shop truck today. It's already racked up 5,000 miles on it. We do the 5,000 mile severe duty preventative maintenance regimen on that truck, and that truck sucks to change the oil in. I just wanted to say that. Getting to the drain plug is, it's just an F-150. It's got that felt stupid cover on it. That's just a thing. I'm used to it now because we had an EcoBoost in here for so long. But to put the fuel filter in the valley of the engine, right in the middle of the valley, upside down, and the cups in the valley of the engine, so when you raise up the element and by the time you clear the intake pipes, when you go to turn it, it's not like a 6.0 on a 6.0. 6.4, any of them, you can kind of turn it and the oil kind of stays there in that canister. It doesn't work like that on Power Strokes because of the intake, so it sucks. If you guys are going to get a 3.0, hopefully somebody comes out. Robert, that's a good thing for you all. Oil filter relocation kits for those trucks and get them done, man. All right, boys, here we go. Nicholas Inman says 2001 Dodge 3500 dually 4x4 shakes at 60 mile an hour to 70 mile an hour, smooths out at 80. Nicholas, I would say more than likely you've probably got a bad U-joint in your rear drive shaft. Check that first. A lot of people want to check. I think U-joints have been the theme for the last couple of Q&As, and I keep talking about U-joints, but always pull your drive shaft down when you're looking for a bad U-joint. A lot of people want to grab the drive shaft and just look for the play in the U-joint. You can't do it like that. You've got to pull the drive shaft actually out of the truck, and you've got to move the U-joints themselves. If the U-joints have got tight spots in them, then that's a bad U-joint. That's going to be probably where your vibration is. I don't know that. You could have tires out of balance. You could have drive shafts out of balance. You could have something going on in your torque converter, but start with the easy stuff. Start with U-joint and check that out. I'd say that's probably going to be your problem. Ben and Natalie Miller are here. Hello, Ben. How are you, sir? Let's scroll down here. Andrew says, shout out to, I can't even see it, County, Maine. Rob is from Maine, so Rob will give a shout out to that. Hey, shout out to whatever county that is in Maine, man. I'm sure good people up there. Sean Michael, I'm blowing coolant out of the degas reservoir when towing. Any help? Sean, depends on what the platform of the truck is. One of the first things that you're going to want to make sure of, is the truck overheating? Do you have the proper level of coolant? Drive the truck under normal driving conditions and shut it off. Go in the house for a couple hours. Come back and check your upper radiator hose. If your upper radiator hose has still got tension on after a couple hours, it means you probably got combustion gases in your coolant. That could be from a couple different places. You could have it coming from an EGR cooler. It could be a head gasket issue, or things of that nature. There's a couple of really good videos on YouTube on how to be able to tell, doing the bubble test of being able to tell if you got an EGR cooler problem or a head gasket problem. Check those out. The Power Stroke Help guy, he does a really, really good video on that. I don't know what that guy's name is, but he does good videos, man. Ben Churden, he says, your opinion on the best 6.0 power setup for 600 horsepower on a bulletproof truck. Ben, there's a lot of different options there as far as turbos go. We carry the Power Max. We don't carry a lot of different 6.0 turbos that go into T3 and T4 foot turbos, which is something I want to work on in 2019. But the Power Max lineup, the Stage 2 is definitely going to be one that would support you up to 600 horsepower with proper fueling, proper injectors, and a good setup on there. You should be able to get to 600 horsepower pretty easily. There's a lot of different injector setups. It's just going to really depend upon the condition of your high pressure oil pump. If you've got a good high pressure oil pump, you're going to be able to get away with more inside of the injectors as far as the body size. If you've got all of the aftermarket fuel upgrades that you need, lift pump and regulated return, you can get away with more on the nozzle size. So there's a lot to that, man. Give me a call. I'll be glad to help you with it, Ben. So Stephen Willis says, we just got a fuel pump from you guys a few weeks ago. Thank you for your business, Stephen. We appreciate that very much. Lou Zender, I like that name. Is there a delete for an Isuzu NPR cab over lube? Not the one that I am, not one that I'm familiar with. That's not to say that there is not. First off, we usually don't talk about that here on the show, but there are different pockets of diesel engines, a lot of stuff that we don't have a lot of dealings with, some of the Sprint van stuff, Class 8 things. So there's guys that specialize in that stuff, so do some Google searching on that. You might be able to come up with something on there. Carl Kaiser is a good man, and he is here today. Thank you, Carl, for watching the show, buddy. Sorry you've got to look at my ugly mug. 2003-59 comes with 62 mil turbo. Do you think 50 horsepower injectors and some smarty tuning with get it spooled already have it fast? I think absolutely, Brandon. If you try to go into custom tuning, but 62 mil is plenty small enough charger. You should be able to spool a 62 mil even with stock injectors and good tuning. Throwing a little bit more injector at it's going to get you into, a little bit, obviously it's going to get you into a higher horsepower. I don't know that it's going to change your seat of the pants feel as much as far as getting it spooled, but you should be able to get on that turbo pretty well. So make sure that you don't have any boost leaks or anything like that. Don't overlook the simple stuff there, man. You should be in pretty good shape, but I think if instead of 50 horsepower injectors, would be great for you. Willie Hondo, what's a good injector size for a 24 valve compound, 62 over an 82? I have a 150 Mach 4 injectors now, and my EGTs are high. Willie, with a 62 small charger, I would say honestly, you could probably cut down to a 100 horsepower injector if you wanted to run a hot rod VP44. I would think you're probably going to still need, if you're running on a stock VP right now, you might be able to pull back on injectors if you go into a hot rod. That would probably be my suggestion to you, just to cut down and make it a little bit less smoky. It depends on what tuning you're running to. That does have a lot to do with it. If you're going to be running that setup and you're going to want to try to tweak on that, you're probably going to want to run a Quadzilla Adrenaline because you can set up pump stretch with that and play with different timing levels as well. So give me a call, man. I can help you with it, or shoot us an email. Angela Bowman, what makes a diesel lose power and blow white smoke? Angela, it could be a lot of different things. You could have an injector problem. It depends on what truck it is. Is it using any coolant? Is it using any oil? Do you have a boost leak? Boost leak's usually black smoke, but yeah, absolutely. I'd be glad to help you on anything if you want to give us a call. Dylan Purdy says OBS 7.3 with 3-year-old interstate batteries, has new glow plugs and injector O-rings, has to crank 2 times before it fires if it's only 50 degrees outside. Glow plug relay bad. Dylan, that's where I would start absolutely. If you plug it in, does it fire right up? If it does, then I would suggest probably more than likely attacking that relay. But you can always check the relay, check it to see if you got constant fire going to it. And when you trigger it, make sure you got fire going to your glow plugs. Chuck Lees. Hello, Chuck Lees, my very good friend, brother Chuck Lees. I love you, brother. Cold weather coming. What do you consider to be the best warmest place placed into the engine at night? You're the best way. Cold weather coming. What do you consider to be the best warmest placed into the engine at night? Hey, you got to plug these trucks in, man. You got to plug these trucks in, brother Chuck. I need to come see you, but Jacob Gene Goosewick says, sorry if I messed your name up, buddy. 02 F257.3 will not move without high RPM and boost. Wow. Jacob, are you having transmission problems? That's the first thing I can think of there, man. There's not a lot to that. Aaron Weber, I have a 6.7 Power Stroke with H&S and Mini Max, and it's not reading EGTs while driving, but when come to a stop, they start climbing. Any thoughts? I would say your probe box is probably bad, Aaron. I don't know actually now where a man can get those from. Give me a call. I might have somebody that might be able to help with that. What's the best chip for a 12 valve? I like my favorite one right now is these Grippos. Grippos are common to this is a Kentucky company, but the cheddar horseradish. I know that sounds disgusting, but as far as chipping your 12 valve, this is my favorite. My second favorite, again, another Grippo, but this is the barbecue cheese nips. But they're really good too, man. Jerry Clark, I can't answer that. Give me a call and I'll be glad to answer it. Angela, you're very welcome. Tony Rada, what size injectors would you recommend and have support for a KC Stage 3 turbo on F250 6.0? What is your horsepower goal? I'm not very good on Huey injector sizing, to be honest with you. I'm not familiar with that turbo either. If it's a Stage 3, I would think it's probably a pretty good size turbo. What is your horsepower goal there? That always comes back to that. Whether I'm familiar with the Huey injectors or whether I'm not, it still depends on what your horsepower goal is. Whatever your horsepower goal is going to tell you whether A, the turbo that you already have is going to be able to get you there, and B, what injectors that you need to get that spool. So not being familiar with the turbo and being halfway confident knowing what I'm talking about on Huey injectors, I'm going to pass on that question, man. And since I'm passing on it, you are the winner of the power shot for the day, Tony. Hit us up on Facebook Messenger and we'll get you a bottle of power shot. Sam Nealis, is there a kit for 0767 Cummins for a second gen swap that keeps the exhaust brake? Sam, I'll tell you, Fleece has got a really, really good kit coming out that doesn't necessarily keep your stock exhaust brake, but they've got an answer for that. There are also several companies out there that are doing exhaust brakes right now, so don't limit yourself to not wanting to do a turbo swap on these trucks because you don't want to lose the exhaust brake. There are plenty of good exhaust brake companies out there. BD does a very, very good exhaust brake. Pack Brake does a very, very good exhaust brake for these trucks. I would not sacrifice the awesomeness of doing a turbo swap on the 6.7s, and the reason being is that motor moves air so well because of its displacement. You can get away with a very, very big charger on them. I mean, and by very big, I'm talking about 64 mil chargers that spool instantly with 6.7. Aurora 5000 is a good charger on it for just, with just tuning. Spools really, really good. That's an awesome thing. If you're already wanting to do the second gen swap and you're wanting to get, if you're wanting to do that for preventative maintenance for a thing, but if you want to do a turbo swap, man, don't worry about it. Go ahead and get yourself an aftermarket exhaust brake. You'll be right back there where you were, and it'll work flawlessly, man. So that's going to be my suggestion. Nick Trogdon, best tuning for 6.0s. Nick, there's a lot of different tuners out there that do custom tuning, especially in the SCT platform. I would suggest using probably SCT if you're looking for custom tuning. That's my suggestion. If you're not looking for custom tuning necessarily, can tuning, all the normal guys are good. Edge does a very good job. Super Chips does a good job. But if you're looking for custom tuning, then I would definitely look at the SCT platform. We've got several different guys that can help you out with that. Don Pants says, check the cords for bad spots, cracks, make sure you have a big enough cord GFI. That's exactly right. Sammy Ayers is here. Sammy is a good American. Sammy, thank you for watching today. Ted Rogenbuck, just put a 70 mil turbo on my LBL. What size spark plugs should I get? You've got to get big ones. You damn sure got to get... and there's a spark plug. It's got a little V at the bottom of it. You think you get twice the spark for the money. That's definitely going to be your way to go. Kyle Key is a fine Canadian. I almost said American right there, but he's not American. He's Canadian. Kyle, thank you for watching. O2 GMC LB7 injector problems. Could you recommend on an injector kit to replace with? You used to offer stage 2 kits for that, but I can't find any information on there anymore. Edward, we carry several different manufacturers on injectors, and I'll be honest with you, everything that we offer, from our lowest cost alternative all the way down to brand new 445 class injectors from Bosch, are very, very good injectors. I have kits right now set up. Merchant Automotive has got a really, really good kit right now with no cord charge that comes with all of the gaskets and everything that you need to do a full injector job. Check that out on our website if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for a one-stop shop for something, or one-stop purchase for something like that, that would be my suggestion. But don't discount any of the other injector manufacturers that we've got on our website. Industrial is very good. We carry a brand called G2. G2 is a professional remanufacturing facility that does common rail injectors. They do a really, really good job. We've got Bostech, we've got D-Tech, which is good stuff. GB is very good stuff. So all of those are remanufacturers that you're not used to hearing, but all do good products. We also carry Genuine Bosch. Genuine Bosch is what came out of your truck, so that's definitely a good thing if you want to go back with. So a lot of different options that we offer right there. So anything we can do to help you, man, just give us a call. 6.2 Chevy has a full tank of fuel, drove it and cut off, and then it would not start back and just die every time. Fuel shutoff solenoid, Michael. Also check, make sure that you're getting proper lift pump pressure to that, and make sure that you're getting lift pump flow out of there. So Alex McDaniel, what do I do if my truck won't run but turns over? Alex, it depends on what kind of truck it is. Different platforms, it can mean different things, man. Banks MX, what's the highest mileage you've heard of on a stock no-tune EGR delete since new 330K? Banks, I assume you're probably talking about a Ford 6.0. Gosh, man, I've heard of several 6.0 Fords that have gone 500,000 miles plus. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that that's any kind of big-time mileage to be concerned with just yet. Daniel White says, what injector should I use for my 6.7 Power Stroke Twins ATS 4000 turbo, and should I stud it looking for better fuel economy and power? Daniel, what tuning are you running right now? With that set of compounds and the way that motor moves there, we've got almost the same setup right now with stock injectors, and it is very, very responsive. We're using custom tuning on the truck, so I don't know necessarily that you need to go with different injectors unless you're looking for a different horsepower class. If you're trying to go in 700-800 horsepower, then the size injectors is just going to depend on at that point what fueling modifications have you got done to the truck? The truck that I'm talking about of ours has got CP3 over CP4. So I would definitely suggest doing that kit first, because that's going to help keep your CP4 healthy. It's also get you the fuel delivery that you need. So you probably do the support modifications first, and then figure out what your horsepower goal is and go from there. Austin Leonhauer says, I just bought an 04 with common rail. It has a Smarty SSR. Should I buy a Smarty SSR, or what is the best programmer? SSR is a very, very good programmer. Smarty is very, very good stuff, man. You just got to you've got to learn to use it. It's got a lot of different parameters that you can set up inside of there to change timing, duration, and so forth. There are a couple of recipes for the SSR that guys have got out there that will actually get you to what Smarty's highest tune is, the Revo TNT, and show you how to lay it out. And it kind of gives you a recipe to get to that number for the Revo TNT tune, the Smarty hot tune. And then you can kind of start tweaking from there, depending on what modifications that you do to your truck and how comfortable you feel with the limits that you can push with SSR, because SSR will give you the ability to go much farther than what normal can tuning is. So keep that in mind and check some of those pages out, man. Hello, Dakota from Plowboy Diesel. Thank you all for your business. CJ is here. CJ is a fine American. Ethan Ayers says, so curious, I've heard of de-stroking a 6.7 Cummins to a 6.4, but do they make a 6.4 stroker kit? Ethan, I would think that absolutely. Stroking anything is possible. There's plenty of different rod manufacturers out there today can do stock length or custom length rods for you. So yeah, to stroke it, I don't think it would be a problem. Just going to take a little bit of digging, man. Danny Cook, nervous about the CP4 injection pump, but bought a Fast 165, haven't installed it yet. Would you recommend the CP3 conversion? Danny, if you're talking about a LML truck, we did the CP3 over CP4 dual kits. Probably not something that you're wanting to, but we ran our CP4 for a long time. For almost 100,000 miles with just the lift pump. Lift pump did very well keeping fuel inside of the CP4. Another thing it's got to do with it is tuning. The way your tuning set up. So if you got custom tuning on the truck, make sure that you guys aren't commanding too much pressure out of the pump. That's another thing. But if you're commanding too much pressure and you've got a lack of fuel flow going to the pump, these things are going to spell catastrophe for the pump. Then you got exploded CP4 and you got a mess. So just make sure that you're running correct tuning. You're not asking too much to pump, and stay with the lift pump, and you should be okay. Houston Lacey is here. Houston is a damn good American. Kevin Schaefer's going. Hello, Kevin. Danny Cook, 16 Duramax. Okay. 6.0, yeah. I've heard several trucks over 500,000 on. Stephen O'Neill, White Knuckle Garage. This man is almost famous. Stephen's a good dude. Nathan Dunlap, 14 Cummins 6.7. Dylan Pritchard's joined. Alex McDaniel, truck, Dodge Ram 1500 V8. Been through 3 trains before me. Out about 20K into the tranny. Alex, it's time to put that truck in somebody else's driveway. We want Dyno Day. CJ, I'm with you. Couple of developments in NHRDA lately, so we've got some things going on here. We don't know what's going to go forward, but we may be bringing Dyno Day back. I don't know that for sure, but it very well could be. Crazy horsepower, reliability, best airflow, longevity. Sam Nealis, Sam, just depends on what. Again, this is another thing. It depends on what your horsepower goals is off the truck. A couple of the turbos I mentioned, Roar 5000, 64 mil turbo. Those are really good turbos on just stock tuning, if the tuning is correct. So check those out. Yeah. Luke Tanner, how can you build oil pressure in a Cummins before starting it after sitting? Luke, that's actually a good question. I don't know that's necessary. And here's the reason why I say that. I've seen several 12 valve and 24 valve trucks that are on stock mains, stock rod bearings that have been 4, 5, 600,000 miles, a lot of miles. That have got stock oil pumps in them, never been rebuilt. You're just going to have a natural, your oil tolerances in the motor are obviously going to be wider. I have seen some trucks, you get them and it takes them a couple of seconds to come up on oil pressure. I think you're okay there, man. Just make sure that you've got oil in the truck. Make sure you aren't neglecting your oil changes, and start it. That's probably the best. Nathan Dunlap, 14 Cummins 6.7 EasyLink 150 horsepower tune, 3rd gen swap with a BDS 364.5. At what point do I need to add an aftermarket fuel pump? Now, Nathan, right now, you need an aftermarket fuel pump right now. I talk about that for just a little bit. Fleece has got an in-tank lift pump right now for those trucks. We talk about Fast and Air Dog all the time, which are great lift pumps. A lot of guys are studying right now how far you can go on your stock lift pump inside of the tank. Fleece has got that drop-in lift pump if you want to do that, if you want to do something outside of the frame rail. But the old standbys of Fast and Air Dog are great too. Lifetime warranty on those lift pumps, so good products. To get the most out of your tuning and your setup, you spend a lot of money right there, man. Absolutely. You go with an aftermarket lift pump right now, especially to help you protect your injectors and protect your investment, man. So go now. Zach Guthrie, will I be okay with ARP 2000 on industrial standard 2nd gen swap S467 factory fuel mini max? Zach, it just depends on how you drive it, man. Did you do a hot cycle retorque on your head studs when you put them in? That's another thing right there. Did you just take a bolt out and put a stud in and drop? I don't like that. A lot of guys get by with it. My luck, I'd never be able to get by with it. Make sure you check your torques, run through all of that, I can't tell you that you're going to be okay. Houston, America. I can't tell you that you're going to be okay, but just be careful. Be aware of what you're doing, man. Let's see. We need a sinister intake horn for a 6.7. Any idea where one will be made, Jared? I'm sure that they are on it. Right now, Cody Davis, hello from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Hello, Cody Davis. All right, Kenny Knight, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to let yours be the last question for the day. Kenny Knight says, hey, guys, I have an O2 Cummins 6-speed, the original radiator, just cracked on me. I would like to know what points should someone upgrade to an aftermarket Mishimoto radiator. Just having trouble deciding if I should go back with an OEM or to go with aftermarket. I went with Mishimoto right out of the gate. I had to do a front crank seal on my truck, and I put a Mishimoto back in while I had a radiator back down. I'll tell you something, cooling capacity of the Mishimoto radiator is absolutely amazing. You've got aluminum tanks on that radiator. You've got a bigger core with it. It really, towing with my truck, I don't have any problems with it getting hot and never did. But I also noticed that coming up to temperature with the Mishimoto radiator in there, the truck takes a little bit longer to come up on temp. It's just got a very, very good cooling capacity. I like the all aluminum radiator. Mishimoto does a very, very good job with their stuff. So that's going to be my suggestion to you. We got a question from YouTube I want to answer real quick. I want to talk about, I gave the power shot away to my buddy that I couldn't answer his question on 6.0 injectors. Cold weather tips, refer to our video on that. We've got some really, really good videos on helping you out on cold weather coming up. Make sure you change your fuel filter. Make sure you've got good batteries. If your truck's got glow plugs in it, make sure your glow plugs are cycling. Make sure you plug your truck in. I say this all the time. Plug it in. It makes it more comfortable for you. It's better for the truck. Hope everybody had a good Halloween. Georgia Bulldogs clinched the SEC East. I don't like that one damn bit, but congratulations to you guys. I'll tell you something about Georgia fans. Georgia fans have always been good to Kentucky fans from what I've seen out in public, so thank you all for that. Cats lost a big basketball game to Duke. That sucked. We got Tennessee this weekend. I hope we can go to Neyland. Hope we can get the win, but I feel like it's a trap game more and more. Answer this question from YouTube real quick. What's the best way to test my block heater? Make sure it's working properly. 4.5 Dodge 2500, 265,000 miles on heater grid light. Just as long in the morning being plugged in as the night without it being plugged in. Matt McGowan. Matt, I would say more than likely your cord has gone bad, but here's a real easy way to check to see if you've got a tester. I like to carry a 110 volt tester around at my house to check to see if you got power coming to it. Just glancing on the cord, or check it with a voltmeter. Make sure that you've got power from your cord. If you don't want to do that, here's the way you do it. You plug it in 5 minutes, come back, put your hand on that side of the block in that area. If the block's not warm, then the heater's not working. I would start with the cord because the cord is the easiest thing to change. Do cold air intakes really work, or do they get heat soaked from the engine? Also, if I get a cold air intake, should I go with new air intake bridge and new hot side pipe from James Pollock? I like air intake, regardless of what you want to talk about. Heat soaking, is it going to pull mileage, or is it going to pull horsepower away from the motor? There have been some trucks that we've seen that have actually lost horsepower with an air intake, some have gained. The one thing I like about air intakes today, all of the aftermarket brands, they're cleanable, lifetime warranty on it. If I'm going to lose 2 or 3 horsepower because of that, but have a lifetime air filter, to me, that's a pretty good sacrifice. NBRP has still got that sale going on with the free tip. Bulldog's got a mail-in rebate. SCT's got a mail-in rebate. Smarty's got 10% off right now in the cart. Race Me's 10% off in the cart. Oh, that's it. Guys, I missed a ton. Oh, my wife. Hello, smoking hot wife. I missed a ton of your all's questions. I apologize. I'm trying to get to everybody's questions, but you all can always send us questions on Facebook. You can call us. You can write us. You can send carrier pigeons. You can catch us at a ball game, and we will buy you a beer. So thank you all for watching. Everybody try to be a good American. God bless America. And everybody just have a good weekend. If you need anything, give us a call. Thank you for watching.